Lake Nasser, the lake born in the desert. At the southern edge of Egypt, where the Sahara stretches beyond the horizon, where the sun burns against endless sand, something astonishing appears. Water. Not a narrow ribbon like the Nile of old, but a vast inland sea. Lake Nasser, shimmering blue against gold desert. It stretches nearly 500 kilometers from Aswan deep into northern Sudan. One of the largest man-made lakes on Earth. But Lake Nasser is more than a lake. It is a declaration. It is Africa saying, "We will not be ruled by drought. We will shape our own future." The vision that changed the Nile. This lake exists because of the Aswan High Dam, completed in 1970, inaugurated in 1971, a bold project championed by President Gamal Abdel Nasser. The dam rises 111 meters high. It stretches 3,830 meters across the Nile Valley. Behind it lies a staggering reserve, 169 billion cubic meters of water, in one of the driest regions on Earth. Before the dam, the Nile ruled Egyptian life. Each year it flooded. Sometimes it brought fertile silt. Sometimes it brought destruction. Too little water meant hunger. Too much meant ruin. Farmers waited anxiously, never certain what the river would decide. Then, in 1970, something changed forever. For the first time in history, the Nile's flow was regulated by human hands. In the Sahara, predictability is survival. Engineering as survival. Lake Nasser transformed Egypt's relationship with water and with destiny. The Nile's waters, shared between Egypt and Sudan, could now be stored, measured, released with precision. 12 massive turbines generate around 10 billion kilowatt-hours of electricity each year, powering homes, hospitals, factories, entire cities. In drought years, the reservoir prevents famine. In flood years, it restrains disaster. In a land with almost no rainfall, this lake became a national shield. It was not merely infrastructure, it was insurance for generations. Turning desert into breadbasket. North of the dam, water began to move through canals into lands once considered barren. And something remarkable happened. Fields emerged where sand once ruled. Wheat, maize, sugarcane, vegetables, fruit orchards. Year-round cultivation became possible. Hundreds of thousands of hectares were irrigated. New communities formed. Places like the Kom-Ombo Valley flourished. In a climate of fierce heat and scarce rain, none of this would exist without stored water. Lake Nasser became the quiet engine of food security. And it proved something powerful. African nations could build massive engineering projects, not for pride alone, but for survival. A new economy on the water. Before the reservoir, only a few hundred fishermen worked this stretch of river. After it filled, thousands did. Today, between 6,000 and 10,000 fishermen work the vast waters of Lake Nasser. Fishing camps dot remote islands. Men spend months away from home, living in simple shelters, casting nets into silent blue horizons. Nile perch, tilapia. For many families, Lake Nasser means livelihood. It means dignity. But abundance also demands responsibility. Fish stocks require careful management. The lake teaches an enduring lesson. Development must walk hand in hand with sustainability. Life returns to the desert. At the edge of the Sahara, an unexpected ecosystem was born. The Nile crocodile, once nearly gone from Egypt, found refuge again in the lake's southern waters. Migratory birds rest along its shores. Fish populations thrive. Desert wildlife gathers where permanent water now exists. In ancient times, Egyptians revered the crocodile, a symbol of power and divinity. Today, its return feels symbolic. Where there was only scarcity, life has taken root again. The cost beneath the water. Great achievements often carry sacrifice. As the lake rose, around 90,000 Nubians, Egyptian and Sudanese, were relocated. Villages disappeared, palm groves vanished, ancestral lands slipped beneath rising water. Ancient sites were rescued in extraordinary international efforts, including the magnificent temples of Abu Simbel, carefully dismantled and rebuilt on higher ground. The lake represents triumph, but it also holds memory. Its waters carry stories of displacement and resilience. And the Nubian people continue to move forward, proving that identity is deeper than geography. A new strategic lifeline in a changing climate. Today, Lake Nasser remains central to Egypt's survival. Roughly 320 kilometers lie within Egypt. Nearly 160 kilometers extend into Sudan. As climate variability increases, as upstream developments reshape the Nile basin, the reservoir stands as buffer and safeguard. Water in the Sahara is never guaranteed. Stored water is security. Electricity is independence. Agriculture is stability. Survival engineered. Lake Nasser is not natural, it is a human decision. In one of the harshest environments on Earth, it stands as inland sea, irrigation source, power station, fishing ground, wildlife habitat, flood regulator. It submerged ancient landscapes, it displaced communities, it altered ecosystems, yet it also prevented famine. Powered cities, expanded farmland, and proved that African ambition could move mountains and rivers. In the Sahara's relentless heat, survival depends on water. Lake Nasser is that water, held, measured, released with precision. A lake born in the desert. A testament to Egyptian ingenuity. The new challenge, rising heat. But a new challenge is emerging, evaporation. Lake Nasser lies in one of the hottest regions on Earth. Every year, a significant portion of its water vanishes into the sky. As global temperatures rise, heat waves intensify. Surface temperatures climb. More water turns to vapor. Less remains for irrigation, for drinking water, for electricity generation. In a country where every cubic meter of Nile water matters, evaporation adds pressure to an already delicate balance. The lake still protects, but the climate is changing, and the future will demand new solutions. Because in the Sahara, water is not just a resource. It is life.